So hello and welcome to Handmade Chelsea Online, another live session. This morning we're joined by Amalia Sanchez Dalla Blanca. I hope I got that right this morning.
Perfect.
And it's wonderful to be joined. She works as Linescape, as you may know. She does beautiful prints and others that we'll be seeing within her portfolio today. So the talk is the art of Linescape's house portraits. So please do stick around and go for a variety of products and other services that Amalia provides. Now this is an interactive session, so please do open the chat box that you find at the bottom. Please do ask questions throughout our talk, as I will interject where appropriate and ask the questions direct, or do wait until the end and you can ask them there as well in case we cover it through the chat. So Amalia, I'm going to hand it straight over to you, and welcome to Handmade Chelsea Online.
Hello, am I in? Yes, yep, okay. Right, well, thank you very much for joining me today. I'm going to introduce you today to my work and the history of Linescapes, in a way, how I started doing it. And so my name is Amalia Sanchez de la Blanca, as Alice pronounced perfectly today. And I'm based in Brighton, and I started a company called Linescapes 5 years ago. Some of you may know that I used to be an architect for 16 years, and about 5 years ago, I became, well, 6 years ago, I became quite disenchanted, with my job, because I felt that it was 30% creative and 70% quite boring, frankly. And so that was a bit of a shame, but I just needed to do something more creative. I always considered myself an artist doing an architect's job. I loved designing and I loved drawing, but I didn't really like the technical side of it. I just found building buildings, quite dry and protracted, So about 6 years ago, I moved to Brighton from London, and I thought I fell in love with the architecture here. So I don't know if you have been to Brighton, but it really is quite elegant and quite beautiful in most parts. So I thought maybe I could do something a bit more creative, So for a while I was recovering from surgery, and I started doing some drawings using the same technique that I did in my job, So I used the same CAD program on the computer, that I used before in my job. And I knew with this program I could be more creative, I could add more artistic flair to my drawings. So I could add colors and shadows and things like that. So I started doing a few drawings from around Brighton, from around me. And I started showing them to people liked them, and I thought, maybe this is something I can do. But it was the day that somebody asked me to do a portrait of their house when I thought, this is it, I think I have something here in my hands, which I think I can actually make work. So I started doing that, and I haven't looked back, basically, for the last 5 years. I've been doing this full time, and I really, really love it. And it was going really, really well until obviously this year COVID hit, and things kind of started getting a bit funny. But the good thing is that it's given me the chance, to work on different projects, just looking at different collections, adding drawings. One of the things I'm doing at the moment, for example, is I'm hoping to publish a book on architectural drawings of an illustrated history of architectural styles in the British Isles. And that's going to be probably coming out next year, but I'm 90% there. It's just that I don't have time at the moment with Christmas coming and everything, but I'll keep you posted. So I want to talk about the products that I have in my shop, in my handmade shop, and which I think it represents, some of my most popular and what I think is my best products. So one of the things I do have on the shop is a prints, and my latest prints, which actually are part of the Sun collection, are drawings, of my illustrations, and I've got about 60 different illustrations. I have these drawings, which I actually created in a square formats, and you can buy exactly the same drawing in 5 different backgrounds. So for example, this one is the beach hat, with a blue background, and you can buy it also on a gold background in pink and teal and green. Obviously, these are two different drawings, you know, but you get the gist, basically, you can buy them. So basically, you're guaranteed that you're going to find something which actually fits your home perfectly in terms of size and color scheme and things like that. Another thing that I'm selling is a homeware, which I created with my illustrations. So some time ago, I introduced these coasters, placemats, tea towels, and a few seasonal products as well. I've got small things, you know, like notebooks and magnets and things like that. So with the coasters that you can find in my Handmade shop, you get two versions, which is the sunrise version and the sun version. So each one comes in two different from collections. Basically, it's always either London or Brighton. So, you know, whether you know someone who likes both of them or each of them, you know, you can choose. And with the sunrise version, you get 4 completely different coasters in the set. So this is the set. This is how it comes. And you get, for the Brighton one, for example, you get the pavilion, the beach hut, the bandstand, you know, so it's basically, you get the gist, you know. So I'm turning them upside down. I think I'm getting a lot of glare from the window, which is annoying because it hasn't been sunny at all on there, and it's suddenly decided to be sunny. So that's what you get with the sunrise version. And the beauty of the sunrise version is that you actually get matching placemats as well. So you can also buy the set of placemats, which are also square formats, and they match perfectly, you know, with the coasters, which I think is quite lovely. And they're really, really popular gifts for Christmas this year. And I also have the Brighton and the London versions. And now with the sun version of the coasters, again, I have the Brighton and the London version, you know, so you get 2 different ones, you know, you can choose. And with this one, you get the same drawing, but with 4 different backgrounds, you know, so it's actually quite pretty, you know, quite fresh and colorful, you know, if you prefer something a bit more colorful like this. I don't have the matching placemats yet, but I'm going to introduce them in the new year, I'm hoping. I also have on the shop, you know, some tea towels as well. So, you know, 5 different designs, you know, feel free to have a look at the on the website. I do seasonal products as well, such as the calendars as well. I have 2 types of calendars, again, Brighton and London. And with each one, you get 12 completely different designs, 1 in each page. And yeah, I'm just going to close the blind, actually. I've just noticed something. So 1 second, please. Oh, yes. I noticed that you can actually see the products. Sorry about that. It's, like I say, it's never sunny, but then suddenly it gets sunny and it does in the wrong time. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, so you get completely different designs on each page. You know, you get plenty of space, you know, for writing notes as well. I also do Christmas cards, which you can also buy as well in the shop. Again, Brighton and London, and then you get 5 completely different cards inside each set. Now I'm going to show you my studio very quickly, and I'm also going to show you my gallery wall, which is behind me, and I'm going to be talking about my house portrait commissions. So now you can see my studio. This is where I work. This is my workstation. This is where all the drawings happen, basically. So if I actually open it, you can see that I'm working on a house portrait right now for someone, for a client in Durham. And as you can see, I work from photographs, you know, so this is how I work. So I just do the details separately, and then I put them together. I just get the proportions, and then, you know, this is not finished yet, but I'm still working on it. Then I'm going to show you quickly the rest of the office. This is my monster printer, which is very, very useful, but it takes a lot of space. There's some pictures on the walls as well. I always like showing them. The cameras. So one thing to say about my commissions is that I do work a lot with commercial clients, particularly cultural landmarks such as museums, galleries, cathedrals, etc. So this normally, in a normal year, takes me quite more than half of my business is based on that. However, because this year with COVID, all these clients have had to close down and they can't open their shops. Everything has been put on hold, which is a shame because I was working in really, you know, with some really, really interesting projects. But in the past, I can show you some of the ones I've done in the past, you know, for example, for the Oxford Ashmolean Museum, which I did a couple of years ago. This one I did for the Canterbury Cathedral last year. And this one I did 3 years ago for the St. Johnson's Museum. It's just one of my favorite drawings. I absolutely love it. And I'll show you in a moment the products they created with this illustration, which is lovely. Then this one is for Chatsworth House as well. And I can show you very quickly a couple of the products they created with my illustration. So you can see here the tea towel they did with my illustration, some coasters and oyster card holders for the St. Johnson's Museum. And also this is a folded tea towel for Chatsworth House. Now, last year I also worked with the Manchester Art Gallery, and recently they sent me this lovely book, which is the guide. And I didn't realize that they were gonna use my drawing for this, but as you can see, they actually added my drawing for that. Thank you very much, Nicole. And you can see inside the drawing that I did for them. And then they put it on the back, which I think is absolutely lovely. I was delighted with it. I've done projects for people such as the Wallace Collection as well, for Lord's Cricket Grounds, you know, loads and loads and loads of commercial projects. But sadly this year everything's put on hold, except for one which is still going ahead, and it's for Abbey Road Studios, and it's very, very exciting, but I can't tell you anything about it because otherwise I have to kill you. So, joke, obviously. So anyway, so the good thing about not being able to do commercial commissions this year is that I have been able to spend so much more time doing private commissions for people, for private customers. So, oh God, in the last couple of months, I must have done about 10 or 12 house portraits for different people, because people love the idea of giving someone something which is completely unique and it's original and it's just beautiful, really. And it's a lovely gift. And, you know, people also buy it for themselves, you know, because maybe they've just moved house and they just bought a lovely house, and maybe they want a reminder of the house they just left, you know, things like that. So I have done quite a few, and I can just show you just a very, very, very small selection of what I have done in the last 5 years. I must have done about, I don't know, 30 or 40 house portraits, and I just love doing them. Absolutely love it. So this one, for example, is of a terraced house in Brighton, and you can see there's quite a lot of detail. And terrace houses are complicated because I need to draw the ones on the sides as well, so they can be a little bit expensive because of that. This is a detached home nearby as well, in my favorite part in Brighton as well. This is probably one of the most expensive ones I've done, because as you can see, it's got loads of architectural details, you know, which I had to draw, you know, carefully. Because I'm an architect, I'm not capable of just doing things in sketch, you know, I need to draw things as accurate as possible. Nothing is measured, all my drawings are not measured, it's just everything's from photographs, but very, very accurate. Sometimes I can do composite drawings like this one. So for example, this is the front and back of the same house, but I put them together in one drawing, which I think works really, really well, but it works better when it's a semi-detached home. So not always. I can also do apartment blocks. So you can see the yellow windows, that's where the client lives. And but obviously I had to draw the whole building in order to show it, but it can be done. And occasionally I get asked to do very unusual things, such as this Zeppelin. I don't know why somebody asked me to draw this Zeppelin. He was based in the US. However, for some reason he wanted me to put this Union Jack on the back. That's it. I have no idea why he wanted it, but I don't mind. You know, I can draw pretty much anything you ask me. So, and I also do some historical research quite a lot. So this person, for example, asked me to do a research on what his grandparents' house would have looked like if it still existed in Crystal Palace in Southeast London. So I did a little bit of research together with him, and we found out some sales particulars. There was a plan. There was just a plan. This is all I had with me. And then I created a whole series of plans, imagining what the gardens and the house would look like, including, you know, the floor plans for each of the floors, you know, all those things. So I thought it was a really, really nice project, because then he asked me to do, you know, add things like people, the carriages, you know, of the time, you know, when his grandparents would have lived there. So with house portraits, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Alice to do a little video of showing you a presentation of how it works, more or less, with videos, with portraits. But obviously, if you have any questions at all, feel free to contact me through the Handmade shop, and I'll be very, very happy to give you information. And all I need is a photograph of the building, and I can give you a quote. So, Alice, would you mind please playing the video? Thank you.
Yes, of course. I'll just share my screen with everybody. So here we go.
Right, thank you, Alice. It's supposed to have music, but I don't know how to add it. So anyway, thank you. It's just a small presentation showing you what I can do. I forgot to mention and to show you before that I can do interiors as well. So I can do a section through an interior space, I can add furniture as well. I can add pets and anything you want really. So nothing's out of bounds so far, okay? We'll see.
Well, wonderful. We've got a couple of questions coming in, but one of them that I can see is you have a very distinctive colour palette. Is that important for you?
It is definitely. I don't know why. It's something. It started like that, when I started doing the drawing 6 years ago, and I just wanted something which was really calming and elegant and kind of sedated in a way, and it just stuck with it really. I mean, it's just something I think it worked really well with the backgrounds, and also with my trademark yellow windows. I always have some yellow windows. And I think it just kind of worked really well. So yes, I did stick to it. Although lately with the Sun collection, I've gone a little bit more colorful. But yeah, just want to give people the choice, basically.
No, it's wonderful. And I should say, for everyone who joined us and has been with us from the start, you can pop on to Amalia's link and you can actually go and have a look at all the pieces that she was showing up, at the start there, because I know we had a little bit of interference from the sun. But do go and, do go and have a look at those. Now, we are actually just coming to the end. It's been a really great presentation. And as Amalia said, we do offer our live chat function. So you are very welcome to go on live chat. Otherwise, do pop onto her page and it would actually take you to her live chat. So do go on and ask questions. Don't worry, she's not always in there. You can leave the message and next time she pops back, she can answer it. So do have a look. Well, Amalia, we really filled that time very, very quickly, which is great. So I'd like to say thank you very much, for your time this morning. It's been wonderful to get to know your collection, but also, what else is part of your portfolio. That's been really lovely. And thank you everyone who's joined us thus far this morning. Do go on to interact.handmadeinbritain.co.uk to check out more. And once again, thank you very much for joining us. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.